Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over Armani code Profumo. This is, I think, an underrated designer clubbing scent. It's not as commonly talked about. Usually you hear about Eros, 1 Million, Ultra Male. I think this is a really good pick. In fact, it's my pick if I'm going to be reaching for a designer clubby scent. It's typically not what I go for, but I think this is both likable and a little different. None of them are really too different because they all kind of have an understood DNA that just works. And most notably, one of the biggest notes is tonka, and you can definitely smell it in there. And to most noses, an untrained nose, tonka smells like vanilla. I mean, it does, guys. Come on. It's got amber, leather, cardamom, hazelnut, lavender, apple. So it's got all those notes, cardamom, hazelnut, lavender, apple, amber, things that are really pleasing. But it has that leather note in there, which is an interesting nuance. But it's really not a strong leather note at all. Really, like, it's faintly there. This is so approachable because typically leather is one of those polarizing notes. You're like, oh, I don't know if I want that throwing off my clubbing bro bomb. But it's definitely, it just makes it a little more manly, but it's such an easy, light leather. It's nothing you're going to get from Dior Parfum, anything like that, where it's just oily, thick leather. Just spins it a little more masculine because typically these, clubbing, I would call a lot of these male clubbing fragrances unisex. I really would. They're sweet enough to be. Let's be real, folks. Armani Code Profumo is just trying to drag it and remind us that it's a little more masculine than the rest, but I still wouldn't call it very masculine. It's Tonka bomb. It's just Tonka. But that's what people like. And it's got lavender, cardamom, that's what people like. And it's got some amber, which is nice. The amber, along with the Tonka, it gives it a nice creaminess, a sweet creaminess. Its projection and performance is, of course, above average. This is designed for the clubs, so it's going to be stronger. It's a eau de parfum concentration. It'll last you the whole night. It'll project. It's not bombastic, beastly, or anything like that, but it's certainly well above average, and it won't let you down. Despite it sounding like I'm kind of ambivalent neutral on it, I actually like it quite a lot. This is my reach for the club if I'm going for this, and it's typically, I've kind of moved on from designer scents, but I'm trying to give you guys something well-rounded on my channel. But this is what I would reach for. As far as leather goes, I like leather scents, so this is not nearly enough leather for me. So by me saying that, someone who's a little shaky and hesitant with leather, this is too easy. I mean, the leather you'd have to get pretty close to your skin to smell. It's not going to reach out. You've got the tonka and the amber and the cardamom doing the heavy lifting. The leather's just an up-close nuance that would maybe enhance it overall. I talked about it in my top 3 club designer video, and it wasn't in any order because I had Bleu de Chanel, EDP, and I had Ultra Male. I've sold Ultra Male. I've sold Bleu de Chanel. This is still here. Yeah, it helps that this is just a decant and those were bottles. But I knew I was partial to this one, and I have gotten compliments with this one. Surprisingly, I have not. Actually, I got a negative compliment with Bleu de Chanel. The ginger was unsettling to some people. It does give it that freshness, but to some people, it's going to tickle their nose hairs. Sorry, it's not quite there. And I think Ultra Male, frankly, it could be a female fragrance. It really could. And a lot of people talk about, there's this fragrance called Aquilina Pink Sugar that's basically a clone of it and cheaper. And it is a very feminine DNA, Ultra Male. But that's just what's hot right now with the sweet Tonka, clubby bomb stuff. But this tries to be a little different. And I like it. It's a little expensive as far as the clubby scents go. I don't have an exact quote on the price for you, but I remember this being in the more expensive range. However, I think it's worth the money if I'm going to grab a kind of clubby designer scent. If you're going to grab one, grab the one you want. That's what I always say with any kind of fragrances. Don't get cheap and get something that you only kind of want. If you really want something specific, get the one you want. Save up for it. I think, personally, this is worth saving up for. I don't know. It's maybe, 10, 20 bucks more than the competition. But the performance, you're going to get a very fair use out of it. You don't need to hose yourself down. It's juice efficient. And I think it's a pretty bottle. I wouldn't know because I've just got a decant. But, and I don't think I'm going to buy a bottle. I'm just going in a different direction with my tastes. But I'm going to absolutely keep this, and if I'm ever feeling, you know, that I just want to throw Tonka everywhere, this is a good reach. The Armani Code DNA, for the most part, I think is kind of meh. But the Profumo was a really good flanker. I'd be excited to see if maybe they could release like a darker, I don't know if an intense is coming. Everyone has an extreme, intense, or noir. But I would be curious to see them make this a little more dark and brooding than the very sweet Tonka it is right now. Anyways, that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video.